Bayern will want all 3 points after a crushing defeat against Mönchengladbach to open their Rückrunde. Let's get right into it. Welcome to Talking Bayern, the one-stop shop for Bayern Munich content onto YouTube. Today we'll be doing a match preview of the game between Bayern Munich and Koln. Obviously, Bayern, starting off the Rückrunde the second half of the season, not the note they wanted to. Obviously, Gladbach's a bogey team for us. That's just kind of what we expected. We had a weaker squad. Obviously, it was very disappointing to get that home loss and just defeat. We had so many players out, so it was by no means a regular squad for us. Hopefully, we can brush that one off and get 2022 back on track. It's only one game, so let's not let it define our season. I know earlier in the season when we lost in that game, the pretty bad game against Gladbach in the Pokal, I said, it's one game, let's not let it define our season. Obviously, it's been 2 bad games now against Gladbach, but still, as long as we keep winning and, we do well in Champions League, that's all that really matters. One game isn't going to define our season. We're still 6 points ahead over Dortmund with a 14-1-3 record, so Bayern overall doing very good and no reason to stress. As for our opponents, Koln, they've been one of the most surprising stories in the Bundesliga this season, if not the most surprising story in the Bundesliga this season. Koln finished 16th in the Bundesliga last season and narrowly survived. They had to go to the relegation playoff to survive. They somehow find themselves currently in 6th place with a 7-7-4 record after 3 straight wins. They've now managed to score 30 goals in 18 matches this season, so crazy hot start for Koln already. They didn't do too hot out of the gates, but obviously 3 straight wins now. And I think people are starting to respect them more and more, especially even Hoffenheim's in 3rd. So definitely some teams we did not expect to be in the top of the table are, and just some teams we're going to have to get used to being in there. Our expected lineups for this match. So out or doubtful for this match is Choupo-Moting and Sarri. They're both out in Africa Cup of Nations. Also out or doubtful will be Coman, Goretzka, Hernandez, and Stanisic. I expect our lineup to look something like Neuer net, at the back Alphonso Davies, Upamecano, Nicosula, Pavard in the midfield, Kimmich and Tolisso. In the attack, I can see Musiala playing. He's been great, versatile player. He's obviously played in the midfield. He's played all over the place, cam, left wing, but I think he'll be deployed at left wing this game. I think he's going to earn that spot. I know Sané's been playing really, really well as well, but I think Musiala has definitely earned some more play time, especially in this new year. I'd love to see him get some more play time. So I expect him to be in the attack along with Muller, Gnabry, and of course, Robert Lewandowski at striker. As for our opponent, Koln, they're going to be coached by Steffen Baumgart. And out or doubtful for them this match will be Kobing, Shaqiri, Anderson, Horn, and Mir. I expect their lineup to look something like Schwab in net, Jonas Hector at left back, Hubers, Killian, and Schmitz. So obviously you might know Jonas Hector from the German national team on defense. As a central defensive midfielder, I expect Ozcan in there. In the rest of their midfield, they'll probably have Kynes, Duda, and Lubicic. On attack, it will most likely be Modeste and Uth. So just some insights and stats I thought I would share with you. Among current Bundesliga teams, Bayern only have a higher losing percentage chance against Gladbach than against Koln. Pretty surprising considering the results I'm going to share with you next. Bayern have won each of their last 8 Bundesliga games against Koln and are undefeated against Koln in their last 16 league matches. Bayern doesn't have a longer active winning streak against any other team. Koln is really, really struggling against Bayern at the moment. Still managed to be the second highest losing percentage for us in the Bundesliga. Obviously, they did well against us historically. Recently, not so well, but obviously this is a very different team. Obviously, Koln are 6th in the league with 28 points, and only, in this century, 2016, 2017, with 29 points, was the only time they had more points at this stage in the season. So obviously, they're pretty much their second best performance of the century so far. The last time Koln have won their last 3 Bundesliga matches was in February/March of 2020. The EFSA have won as many times in their last 3 Bundesliga matches as in the previous 14 combined. So obviously, they weren't doing too great off the bat, but 3 games now with 3 wins is going to be a very, very good streak. And let's see if they can keep it going. Hopefully not, but definitely the team to watch out right now. Bayern, on the other hand, have lost on the first game of the Rückrunde for the first time since 2015 and could now lose the first 2 matches of the Rückrunde for the first time since 1996. The last time Bayern lost 2 league matches in a row was in November/December 2019. Bayern have a much better squad than last time we played, so I'm feeling much more confident this time. But honestly, Koln has shown some signs of excellence this year. Obviously, 3 straight wins, nothing to be shy about. And on the road at RheinEnergieStadion, it won't be a walk in the park. It's going to be a hard-fought match, and Koln will not be afraid of us. We honestly had a pretty hard fight against them the first time we played them this season with a 3-2 victory at home. We were leading 2-0 in that game in the 59th minute, and then they scored twice within 3 minutes and equalized the score. I was honestly really worried in that match. Modeste and Uth both scored. They're both solid attacking options, and obviously Kynes can do damage as well. Definitely a big shout out to Anthony Modeste. He's been so good this season for them, so definitely someone we're going to have to really watch out for. Julian Nagelsmann might have to play a bit more defensively this match until we get our offense up to full speed again. Obviously, we struggled the last game. I know it was a very different formation, and some players put in spots they don't really usually. I'm going to see Kimmich at like center back, so definitely a very different role. Hopefully, that's not indicative of our offense in 2022, but I think, we're going to be scoring goals no problem soon enough, and I imagine that we'll score probably like 2 or 3 this game probably. So my player to watch out for both teams, I'm going to go with a bit of a bold pick for Bayern. I'm going to pick Benjamin Pavard. I mean, Pavard was one of our better defenders in that game against Gladbach, and he clearly did not mind adjusting to that different role required of him in central defense. He said many times that he prefers to be a central defender, and honestly, he's been constantly criticized for inconsistency. For me as well, so I'm not going to rag on him. But I believe he will take steps towards improvement this year and earn trust under Nagelsmann. And with a potential transfer for Dest being a possibility still, Pavard knows it's time to shine. As for our opponent, the player to watch will be Anthony Modeste. I mean, taking anyone else here would have been a massive mistake. This guy's playing unbelievably. His scoring rate is behind superstars such as Lewandowski and Haaland, but he's not far behind. He has 12 goals. All those goals are from, non-penalty kick goals. It's definitely not something to brush over lightly. This French striker is legit and can do damage once again. He's already scored against us once this season. Wouldn't be surprised if he does it again. So my final score prediction for this game will be a 3-2 win for the Bavarians. I'm going to predict goal scorers being Musiala, Tolisso, and Lewandowski. And then I could see a brace for Modeste. So obviously, I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. Obviously, on the road, I think Koln are an underrated team. I definitely don't think they're a 6th-place team. I put them more, in the mid-table, maybe like 9th or 10th, if anything. So I'm not going to rate them this highly. I don't honestly think they will stay in 6th. Obviously, Modeste is playing unbelievably and could still score. So something to look out for. I think Bayern's defense will be in check, and I think our offense is going to have to play well as well. So I think it should be a very, very good game. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you did enjoy it. If you want to see more Bayern Munich content like this in the future, please subscribe to this channel. Hope to see you on the next one. Until then, mia samia.